Hi Flosstube, it's Chris the Camping Stitcher back with episode 18. It is Monday, December 26th. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, whatever you celebrate. If you didn't celebrate, I hope you had a great weekend. If you are returning, thank you for sticking with me for some more Jibber Jabber. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around. It's been a little bit of a weird holiday for us. We started off with, I think we had a half day of work on Thursday. Well, half day. I got out of work at like 12:30 and had a lot of plans. Lots of stuff I had planned to do on Friday. We had some really bad weather come in Thursday afternoon into Friday, and we lost power at exactly 2:12 p.m. on the 23rd. Usually here, if the lights start to flicker, I know by the third, well, it's usually the third time we're out, we're done. So that happened Friday afternoon. They flickered, then they went off and came back on, and then they totally went off, and that was it. And it was brutally cold. And I know there were so many people in the same boat, and I know there's still a lot of people without power, and I'm so sorry. I hope that you're safe and you're warm, and there goes a power truck. But we still have some folks up here on our road that are still running a generator. They have kind of long driveways, and so sometimes when things go wrong, they have to get somebody in. That's not the power company or the tree company. It's on private property, so they have to get somebody in to fix that before the power company can do their job. It's just the way it is. We're very lucky. We had a generator. We have several generators. The problem is we tested them, they worked, but they didn't work when they needed to work. And we attribute that, now that we know, to the cold. We did manage to get one smaller one started so I can charge batteries that I needed for my CPAP machine at night. But we were running our wood stove, so the house was warmer than it was outside. It was pretty comfortable towards the area of the house that has the wood stove under it. My bedroom was like 47, 48, but you were under covers, so it warmed up, and I have two little heaty dogs, so we were okay. It was just, everybody who's been in that boat, you have the equipment and it doesn't work, and it's even more frustrating. And we know what we're doing with generators. Our house is properly wired to run a generator, so please don't feel like I need a lesson in that, because that's not what the problem was. I do appreciate it. So many people were checking in and they cared to see if we were okay. And yes, we were okay. It's just, it was brutally cold, so it just made everything that needed to work fail. And there was not much we could do about it. We even had a friend who lent us a generator, and just unfortunately it worked, but we couldn't use it because we will not run extension cords to like major appliances and things like that, and it wasn't keyed right for our house wiring. So, but we have great neighbors, and they had us over for Christmas Eve dinner, and we knew the power company was up here because we saw them quite a bit. And the problem is tree removal, so they can't do their job until the tree company comes to remove the trees to get out of their way. And so that finally happened, and we got home from dinner. I guess it was a little after 7. We had talked to the crew, checked in with them. They were doing good, and they said it would be shortly that we'd have power. And we got home, and I was just texting my family to let them know that it looked like we were going to get power back that night, and the lights came on. So it was just in time, I think. My husband said to his brother, I thought Chris was going to start crying. She's in the driveway, and I got that generator started. We couldn't use it. I was pretty close. But yeah, so I felt bad for my husband. He worked his tail off trying to get those generators working. And I just, you know, he knows what he's doing, and just stuff happens. The cord broke to the pull start on the generator, and I think that was just like the icing on the cake. But it's like I said, it was so, I think it was like with the wind chill, it was like 14 below, and it was just so brutally cold out there. And he was trying to work in the garage, and there was no, you know, I was holding my cell phone flashlight, and he had flashlights, and it just was one of those frustrating times. But we're lucky, you know, like I said, we could keep the house warm, pipes were okay, we were just a little uncomfortable. I did manage to stitch a little bit Friday afternoon until my Halo Go and my Foldy Go gave out. They don't last long. You guys, you have those lamps to, how long of a charge do you have on those? I only used them sporadically and never had to use them for any length of time, but they really didn't last that long. It could, again, be the cold zapping the battery life out of them. But, yeah. So, all the things that I had planned to do Friday, as far as I had a couple of finishes I wanted to FFO, and it didn't happen. But such is life. It'll happen. I have these nifty new notes. These are from the Naptime Stitcher on Etsy. This is a Flosstube video planner. And even though I planned, I'm going to forget 500,000 things. But I think you should give her a look in her shop. She's got a lot of neat document PDFs that you can download and print out. I have the whip. I also have her whip tracker, and I have one more thing. Oh, the Stitchy Friends. Like, you can keep track of your addresses and things like that with your Stitchy friends. So, Naptime Stitcher, I'll link her below. She's awesome. So we had a really nice Christmas. It was quiet, and it was just basically catch up. Like tonight, we're going to have our Christmas Eve dinner, because I had the Christmas Day dinner planned, and we ended up getting a cook, which I was really happy about. So tonight's the Christmas Eve dinner we didn't make because our lovely neighbors had us over, which was awesome. It's like it's just a little bit of catch up, but not bad. We had a nice quick Christmas. It was quiet. We did our video chat with our family, and then we just relaxed, because let me tell you, that day and a half just kicked our butts. Getting too old for this. Have to move down to town or something. I don't know. Someplace where somebody takes care of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. So, this is a channel about cross stitch. If I failed to mention that in the last 8 minutes, I do have some quilting, and that's about it today. Cross stitch and quilting, just a little EPP. But sometimes I'll talk about crochet or knitting or any other craft that floats in front of my face that I want to try. But today it's mostly cross stitch. So I did have 3 finishes, 2 FFOs and 1 FO. So the FO I did finish, and this is what I was planning on doing on the 23rd. I was going to mount this. This is Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitchers, and it is done on 36 count Hemingway. And I did change some of the colors. I can list them down below to show up on this fabric. But I love it, and I'm going to mount it the same way I did Autumn Rules. I'll mount it on some foam board and put some rickrack around it, and I'll put another board behind it with some Christmas fabric, and I'll put it on that fence post. So when that's fully FFO'd, I'll show it. But this is how it came out. I love it. It's just, I was surprised I finished it before Christmas. I have to be honest with you, it wasn't my goal to do that, because I got a little bit behind on it, doing some Christmas gifts and whatnot. So, but that is done. It just needs to be FFO'd. So, tell you, it's sunny out today, but it is cold again. I think it's a balmy 10 degrees, and it feels like it's ridiculous, like 5. I know it's not ridiculous for some of you, but for us, it's like, what's going on out there? Anyway, so the other 2 FFOs, I did some of these sleds. Now this is Snowfolk by Foxwood Crossings. I did this one and this one. I don't like that one. That's not my aesthetic. I don't like tall, skinny snowmen. I like plump little snowmen. So I did finish those on the little sleds. I have one more sled left, and I might order 2 more because I have, I think, the snow barns from Foxwood Crossing. So that's one snowman, and there's the other. They're so cute. Now, I did, because the first time I did this, I kept getting, it's 3 strands of floss. I kept getting it stuck on the edges when I was sewing, when I was stitching it. This time I actually made sure I was smooth when I had the bigger piece to stitch, and I didn't have any of that problems. And I just added a little snowflake charm and the year. I had some year charms. Oops, try to be on camera. I had the year charms. And this is just, what, baker's twine, or... So I did finish those entirely. I counted my whips yesterday. I have 21, and I will have 22, because I'm going to have a New Year's Eve start. And I will have a New Year's Day start, but that's going to be for 2023. But I will have the New Year's Eve start, which I didn't bring over. That was silly. Anyway, those are my FOs and FFOs. What I've been working on... I had a couple of... Well, the big thing I've been working on... I just got a bug to work on the Advent calendar by Crochet A Go-Go. And this is where I am. I don't know. Let's see if that's better. Okay, yeah, that's a little better. So I actually, in the last, I guess, 2 weeks, have done those 9 boxes. Started the 10th. I have those 2 more, and then the small boxes are done. And then there's a big section on the bottom that goes across the whole bottom here. So my plan is to get that done for next Christmas, because it's pretty close. And I decided that I don't make plans, but I'm going to have some guidelines for 2023. As my husband and I say all the time about rules. It's just a guideline. We're not really rule breakers, but we don't, I don't know, self-imposed rules I always revolt against, because I don't like even myself telling me what to do. I don't know what the problem is. But, so there's the Advent calendar that I've been working on. And I did start a new start, because I wanted to get that going. Love and Joy Heartstring Samplery. And I had a piece of 36 count cream Zweigart. And I decided to use Cherry Cobbler, Classic Colorworks Cherry Cobbler for this. So that's my start there. Just a couple of the top border and the word love, and this is, I think, going to be a quick stitch. So it's going to be a nice little winter stitch. So I did start that. And this is the Cherry Cobbler. That's fun. That is a fun stitch. That I think I started that Thursday night before all heck both broke loose. But the other new start I had, it was my Christmas Day start, which is this Hope Song by Heartstring Samplery. And it is done on the Colt for 36 count vintage country mocha. And that, Mamma Mia. That is my start on it. I just started that yesterday. It's so pretty. I love the colors. They're really pretty. And the kit is done by Acorn and Threads. This was an exclusive through the Homespun Needlework Facebook group. So you had to order it. I think it was the last exclusive of this year. So we ordered it a little while ago, and it came pretty fast. And Acorn and Threads did the kitting of it. So if you're not a member of that group, go over and to Facebook and join it, because that's how you'll get notified of any exclusives that may be coming up. I'm sure some will be coming up in 2023. So that's some of the things I was working on. Now, what I did during the power outage, because I have my chairs over by the window, and then my Foldigo and my Halo were kaput. So I had light from the window, and I really didn't want to cross stitch because it wasn't enough. I use a BenQ light. I need light to see. So I did some of my EPP on the Grandma's Jelly Garden quilt. So I did a couple of the scrappy. I have the scrappy flowers left. I have to make 4 more. So I did that. And these are French General. This was a French General jelly roll. And that. And I started the 5th one. I usually work on this when after dinner when we're watching TV. And, you know, it's a whip stitch, so I don't need great light to see that. So that was what I worked on during the storm portion of our program. That was some storm. It was supposed to be all rain, and we ended up getting, I had a white Christmas because it's like there's just a dusting out there of white. But it got so windy. I knew we were going to lose power. I had a premonition. I had all the things charged, but even with charging things, they only stay charged so long, right? So, alrighty. What else? Love and Joy, Hope Song, Advent Calendar. See, look at these. This is awesome. Okay, I do have some haul. I did get it before the holidays. I have my little basket of haul. I know you guys have seen this. Everybody's talked about it. When the leaves fall, Blackbird Designs. I love that sampler. But then I love that. And then I love that. And then what's not to love? I mean, there's everything in there. So I did get that. And that order I told you about last time that I was waiting on that was a little late. Santa stops here, and she sent the, oh, so cute. She sent the little floss minder with it. Oh my God, it's adorable. So, I don't need fabric, but I wanted to do them on Winter's Brew, and Hollis Hands Creates had some Winter's Brew, so I ordered it before Christmas, so hopefully it'll be here this week. This may be... This may be my other New Year's start. I don't want to I didn't want to have over 22 whips in 2022. So if I hold out and start this New Year's after New Year's, then I'll have 23 whips. See how that works? And then Rudolph and Friends. How cute is that? Oh, glary. You know, I didn't even have my light box on today. I have my overhead light on, so sorry if it's not the greatest lighting, but I think you can see. And let's see what else. Oh, the rest of it's fabric and labels. Jessica, Sweetwater Stitcher, had shown some labels that she had gotten, iron labels, and I just messaged her, and she gave me the she said she was happy with them. She gave me the company name. This is from Ever Emblem on Etsy, and I'll link them below. And those are my iron-on labels. I'm going to put them on all the ornaments I cross-stitched this year, and any of the pillow finishes pretty much that I have already done. I'll stick this on. I ordered I think this was 40 of them, and they came super fast. I picked out the design I liked. They emailed me like in a couple of, not even a day. I approved what they sent me, and they were, boom, super, super, super fast. And then you just cut them out. I opted to cut them out myself because I have a rotary cutter, and I could do it. That I could do. And the last thing that I got is fabric. So, right before Christmas, my Fox and Rabbit of the Month came. Fabric of the Month, it's Dust Bunny. Gosh, I guess it's a little blown out. Yeah, you're not going to see it that well. Let's see. Maybe with that. Sorry for the lighting. I didn't even think. You know, I gave up thinking on Friday. But it's beautiful. It's another winner. That dirt tracks in this. Ooh, my goodness. I love that club. And also Jody, Trixie Tricycle, her linen and design company went live on the 16th. I got right on there and I ordered some linen and it came super fast. I know she's got a little bit of a lead time now, but I ordered 36 count, and this is her overcast. Again, I'm sorry for the lighting. That's pretty. And Tafra. Right there. And this is together, so you can see the difference. They're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome job. And then she sent a little cedar hanger, closet hanger. Just awesome. Best of luck. I think she's going to be very popular. Another wonderful dyer. So that was it for a haul. I mean, that's enough, isn't it? But I haven't ordered anything. I did get some stitchy gifts for Christmas. My husband gave me a gift certificate to 123 Stitch. And my boss, I just thought this was awesome, gave me this Dimensions Gold kit of Lighthouse. I love lighthouses. I'm going to stitch this up. Going to bring it with me when I go on my first camping trip. And stitch that up for the camper. And my son, my younger son, sent me this for Christmas. This is such an awesome book. It's got some really cute patterns in it. Some inappropriate patterns, but I'm okay with that. But some of them are really neat. I think I can make a lot of things out of it. And they're not very big. I'm just trying to not show the graph. So there you go. That's cute. Self-love is self-care. Your body deserves rest. Oh, I thought this was funny. I think I might make this for the bathroom. Interrupt my bath at your own risk. Very cute. Oh, I like this one. I think this one really, this might be one I make as well. You are not alive. What does it say? You are not alive just to pay bills and lose weight. True story. So that was a really neat gift. And that was my haul. Look at, see? Nap time, oopsie, nap time stitcher. It's awesome. Did I sew that upside down? Oh my gosh. So, okay. I have plans. I'm a little bit behind because of, you know, the power outage thing. I am going to put together the finishes I had in 2022 and make a little Flosstube extra. And as far as plans, so I want to finish my advent calendar, but over the course of 2023, I'm not going to go like hog wild to try to finish that. I plan on using loose guidelines So the 25th of each month, I'm gonna stitch Christmas, and on Sundays, because I have quite a few big projects, so I don't want to limit myself to just one project on a Sunday. So I've dubbed it hashtag Super Stitch Sunday. So anything that's a big, super big stitch, I'm going to plan on stitching on Sundays. So that could be my Consider the Lilies, my Let Love Rain, my Autumn Quakers even. That's kind of big. There's another one that's really big, but I'm ignoring it right now. I don't know. Oh, Hawk Run Hollow. Oh, I'm only on block 2 with that. So Sundays, hashtag Super Stitch Sunday. That's what I'm going to be doing. And then maybe I'll, add a couple other days in there that are dedicated to like Halloween on the 13th or something like that. But I try not to make too many rules and directives because I break my own rules. It's just how I roll. So that's it as far as plans, I think. I'll be trying to make that end of the year review. I do have to figure out, I heard Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, talk about it yesterday. She does the same thing I do. I use Google Sheets to keep track of my cross-stitch patterns and my fancy floss. I use the X-Stitch app to keep track of my DMC. So with Google Sheets, it goes across all your devices if you want it to, and I do. So if I'm out, I know I can check my phone, or if I'm, away from my computer, I can check my iPad. I can see if I have a pattern or not, or a floss or not. That's how I do it, and it's like if you have Google, you can just go and create a sheet, and I just list it. I use the first column for the name of the chart. I'll put the name of the chart and the design, designer, and then in the next column I'll put, if it's a PDF, I'll mark that so that I don't go crazy looking for it in my real charts. And if it's a whip, I'll put that. If it's done, I'll put that. So I'll go through my list every once in a while, especially when I finish something, I'll go to the sheets and I'll mark it as finished, FO'd. That's what I do for, as far as organization goes. I would like to figure out a way to try to show you that, but I don't know if I want to record the screen or take my phone and record the screen, or, I don't know, I haven't done any of that, so I have to figure that out. Last time I made a Flosstube, I had a little, oh, your memory's full, and that's a brand new MacBook, pretty much. I got it in the spring. So I have to offload my Flosstubes onto this. My husband says I should archive them. I shouldn't just delete them because they're up on YouTube. What do you guys do? Flosstubers, what do you do? Do you store your videos on your computers, or once you upload them to Flosstube, do you just delete them off your computer? I'm just worried if I ever lose my, because I know people have lost their channels for some reason and have lost everything and had to start over, and I don't want to do that. So what do you do? Tell me in the comments how you store it. But I did get that drive to offload the stuff off my computer and store it there for future whatever references. What else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, okay. So part of my plans is the Maker and Mender Sal. I think I got everything together. So the Maker and Mender Sal, we decided as a group to do, because I had gotten this pattern, this chart, the day that we had met in the Christmas cocktail group at the Jingle Ball. So a lot of us wanted to start this. So it's going to be hashtag Maker and Mender Sal, or hashtag Becca's B-Day Sal. I think it's B-Day. I don't think she used the whole birthday, but I'll put it down below. Because her birthday is, I want to say the 4th, Becca? Becca, is it the 4th? Okay, so I am going to be doing mine on 36 count dirt tracks. This is gorgeous. And Fox and Rabbit in their second to last Flosstube. So they're going to be releasing this at market. So it will be available. And these are the threads. So I am looking forward to starting that on New Year's Day. That's the New Year's Day start. Okay, so who have I been watching? I know a couple of people have mentioned her. Bonnie Jean. She's a new Flosstuber. Her Flosstube channel is Post Muse. Post is in post office. She's a postal delivery person. She's awesome. She lives on, like, I don't know, the furthest point on the Cape, maybe? Or am I getting that wrong? She lives out there on the Cape, and in her background, you can see out the windows behind her. It's just awesome. Beautiful light. She's awesome. She's new. Go give her. I'll link her below. And my friend Teresa, the garden goose stitcher. She's a hoot. I love watching her. I've been catching up with episodes of Java Girl Stitches. I've been watching some of her back episodes. Who else? Well, you know, we were without power, so I didn't watch a lot, but who else have I been catching up with? Yeah, I haven't really watched so much Flosstube because we lost power and I was catching up with a lot of stuff, but go check those out. I'll link them below. I think that's it. I think now is the portion of the Flosstube where I talk about my campfire story. So, okay. So this is the part where I tell a little campfire story. So if you're not interested, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And if you're sticking around, thanks. So I want to say, like, at least 20 years ago, we used to do a lot of camping in the White Mountains in New Hampshire and Maine. And I want to say it was probably the summer after my father-in-law passed away. We went up there and we were going to meet my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law. Unfortunately, they had a pretty serious accident on the way up. And my brother-in-law ended up being flown to Dartmouth. He was fine, you know, like, eventually. My mother-in-law was banged up, but we had her at our campsite while we were going back and forth to see my brother-in-law and whatnot. So my brother-in-law is my husband's, like, hiking partner. And I was starting to feel really bad that he wasn't going to get any hiking done. So I told him I would go on a hike with him. And I was in a lot better shape than I am now. I was a lot more, you know, spry and thinner. And my kids were little, so, you know, they didn't start really going on the big, heavy hikes with them until they were older. So my mother-in-law was going to watch the boys, and we were going to go on this hike up Bald-Face Mountain. And, you know, like, I'm a little afraid of heights. So, you know, I ask questions like, what's this like? And, oh, no, you can handle it. So we get going on this trail, and we get to the first part of it, and we take a break at the lean-to. You know, the trail it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a little incline, and, you know, I had no problem handling it. We took a little break. We were sitting in the lean-to. A couple minutes later, we get up, and I'm like, so where's the trail? And my husband walks around the back of the lean-to, and he's like, there. Now, when I'm pointing up like this, I'm not kidding you. He was pointing up. And in back of the lean-to was like a section of rock that kind of went up. So I said to him, is that how the rest of the trail is? Because that's just, no. He goes, oh, no, you know, it's just a little bit of scrabbling and then, you know, regular trail. So I was like, all right. Well, you guys, have you ever heard the phrase butt backwards, except with the A word? That's how I found out with that probably where that terminology came from, because that's how I went up that section of rock. He said, don't worry, I have ropes. I'm like, you knew to bring ropes? I just don't get it. So anyway, this trail, I'm afraid of heights. So at one point, we were going up a pretty steep area, and I had my sunglasses like hooked in my shirt, and they fell off and they went rolling down, and I was not, I'm not getting them. He went to go get them, and I just like, I kind of lost my mind a little bit, because I'm just like, you know, I love the walks, I love nature, but this is like rugged stuff to me, not to him. He's a hiker. But I remember at one point I was laying on the ground, and when I say laying on the ground, I don't mean I was like laying on the ground. I was laying on the ground. So the ground was here, and I was laying on it. And I was crying, because I was just like, I can't do this. This is like, the height. It's just, and my tears were coming out, and they fell on something shiny on the ground. And my husband was running down to get my, well, not running down, but he was going down to get my sunglasses that fell off. And I kind of like wiped the ground where my tears fell, and I pulled this smoky quartz crystal out of the ground. So he came back up, and I was still crying, and I was like, look what I found. And then you better find a way off this mountain that doesn't involve the same way we came up, because you're going to be getting a helicopter to get me off of here. It was, I think, probably the last time I went on a big hike with my husband. I mean, we've gone on little, you know, little hikes and stuff, but that was just Bald-Faced Mountain. I call it Butt-Faced Mountain, and so does the rest of the family because of that. So we did make it down. It was not a hike I would have chosen to do. And, you know, he's a hiker. So to him, his perception of what is difficult is not clouded with my fear of heights. So now he knows how afraid I am. And you know what? It's hard to explain a fear of heights if you're not afraid of heights. How do you explain that to somebody? It's like you don't have any control over it. I didn't even know I had it until I climbed the tower here at High Point. That's when we first figured it out. Anyway, smoky quartz, found it with my tears on Butt-Faced Mountain. So, as I said before, my brother-in-law was recuperating in the hospital. He had pretty much had a lot of damage to his one arm, so they got him back, you know, they put him back together, and we had gone to see him before we drove home, and in his pain-medicated state, when my husband told him that he took me up that mountain, he was like, oh my God, you took her up that mountain? So even he knew how bad that trail was going to be. Just saying, Butt-Faced Mountain. Sorry, it's Bald-Faced Mountain. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful. Buy a postcard if you want to see it, because I'm not hiking up that again. But that is my campfire story. Everybody who was hurt was fine. They recuperated eventually, but it was quite the trip. Anyway. So that's it for my campfire stories. I hope you're still enjoying them, because the last one with the vault toilet, now this one with... But that's how it goes, right? I think that's about it for this Flosstube. It's probably not going to be as long. I say that, but I don't remember what... I stopped and don't remember what the other was. But, oh, one more thing I wanted to show you. Okay, so... the Happy Planner. Okay, it's a disc-bound system. So I did order a set of these smaller discs, because when I take out the Book of Days, this 2022 Book of Days, I'm going to put the 2023 Book of Days in. You need a way to kind of hold this together after the fact, after you've cut it apart. So this is the Flosstube planner from Naptime Stitcher. I did get some dashboards, these little dividers. Let's see if you can see them. Yeah. And then this is the whip tracker. I have to fill that out. That's going to happen this week. And then the Stitching Friends blank. So check her out. I'll link her below. I think she's also working on, was it a stitch along tracker, or does she already have that? She might already have that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I will be back in about 2 weeks. So in the meantime, Happy New Year. I will see you in 2023. I hope you're doing well. I hope if you were in the path of this ridiculously cold storm, you're okay, that you are warm and safe. I hope your Christmas, your New Year's, whatever holiday you celebrate, you did what you wanted to do. And I will see you soon. Stitch away.